Welcome to episode 243, Aristotle Onasis, 10 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 243. Lesson number 1, he was a poor student. He graduated near the bottom of his class, but this does not prevent him from becoming one of the richest men in the world.
The younger of two children born to affluent Greek parents, Socrates and Penelope Onasis.
His father was another situation altogether.
Socrates was a successful tobacco merchant. He wanted his son to join him in the family business.
His father was very ambitious for him. It was his father that drove him through school, insisted on him studying.
But Aristotle preferred to spend his time swimming in the harbour with his mates. He hated school, and his marks were among the lowest in the class.
Onasis's father was, I think, a bit of a bully, and
Lesson number 2, his strength. He speaks 4 languages at age 17, Turkish, Greek, English, and Spanish. Why is this important? Because later in his life, he would make his fortune from 5 different countries. First in Argentina, then in London, then in New York, then in Monaco, and lastly in Panama. Lesson number 3, a cruel war and a cruel father. During the cruel war, which was the Greco-Turkish War, 1919 to 1922, half of his Greek family died. He bribed to save his father's life. When his father was released from prison, instead of thanking him, his father slapped him. This is his quote: "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light." Lesson number 4, leading 2 lives in Buenos Aires. Fake it till you make it.
but whatever it was he made, every penny went into his wardrobe, into good shoes, into good suits, into good shirts.
Ari had reinvented himself as an influential and successful businessman. He began to mix with the cream of Buenos Aires society.
No one knew quite where he came from. They had no idea that when he left there, this man who appeared to have enormous sort of wealth would go and change his clothes, go to the telephone exchange and become a telephonist.
Lesson number 5, he used women as a stepping stone. These are the 5 beautiful and famous women he seduced or married. Of course, Jacqueline Kennedy was the most famous.
Ingeborg Dedikan came to the rescue. Not merely beautiful, Ingeborg was the daughter of one of the world's wealthiest shipping magnates.
Onassis never had a single object in mind when he pursued a woman. She always had to have something else going for her beyond her beauty. And that something always had some connection with business.
Lesson number 6, information is opportunity. It pays to spy.
So Onassis has chosen to work night shifts in a telephone company.
There wasn't much work on the midnight shift, so Onassis practiced his foreign languages by listening in on international phone conversations. And this was how he spotted his first big business opportunity.
In the mid-1920s, Ari listened into a phone call that would change his life. A new film starring Rudolph Valentino had made it fashionable among women in the United States to smoke. Ari decided to produce his own brand of cigarettes, aimed exclusively at women in Argentina. To market his product, he turned to Claudia Muzio, an internationally famous soprano who was performing at the Opera House in Buenos Aires.
Lesson number 7, for his first business, he followed his father's business, which is tobacco. By age 25, he made his first million selling cigarettes to women in Buenos Aires. Lesson number 8, he worked really hard 20 hours a day after he bought his first 6 ships. He bought the ships first, then learned the shipping business later.
He worked like a dog, 18, 20 hours, finding cargoes for them, and then started making money.
For 5 years, Ari concentrated doggedly on keeping his ships working. Against all the odds, he was successful.
Lesson number 9, the secret of business. The secret of business is to know something that nobody else knows. Lesson number 10. He has huge courage. He acted contrarian during the Great Depression of the 1930s. When everyone else retrenched, he plunged.
But in 1932, the world was in the grip of the Great Depression. Profit margins were tight. Shipping companies went bankrupt on a daily basis. As everybody was getting out, Ari got in. He bought 6 ships for less than half their scrap value.
In the years of depression, he was told that there were a couple of ships laid up and he could buy them for a song at the time. Of course, nobody knew what he was going to do with the ships. And I suspect that he did not know either. So he raised his money, he bought the ships.
10 Canadian cargo ships were going cheap. Onasis bargained hard, paid cash, and bought 6 with his own money.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. For those of us not good students, not good looking and short, Aristotle Onasis offers hope. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.